Hey guys, welcome back to Bombchu. I'm Austin, and today I'll be covering the Humble Monthly Bundle from March 2017. This month's bundle sticks to the format of 8 games, 7 for Steam, one of those debuting with the bundle, and a smaller experimental bundle exclusive game. That means we have a lot to cover, so let's get to it. I'll be giving my first impressions of each game and determining if they're games I'd like to continue playing. This month's exclusive title is Uurnog, a 2D platformer adventure game. You pick up items and enemies in the style of Super Mario Bros. 2, but with the added twist that you can use anything you pick up, as well as place or toss things as well. For instance, blocks are used for platforming, or for dealing with other kinds of blocks. Red blocks are attracted to you, and using them turns other blocks red, which can help remove obstacles. There are also birds for flying, bombs for destroying walls, and guns for, well, shooting stuff. Levels are connected through a hub room, which is where game progress is made. To complete the game, you must collect one of each creature and deliver them to the hub room. It seems quite easy, and you'll run into many of the creatures you need early on. However, getting them back to the hub room is sometimes easier said than done. When carrying something, you can only enter tall doors. After a bit, you gain access to an inventory so you can store things without being restricted by doorways, but some areas are cursed and prevent you from storing items. There are also teleporters, which all seem to lead back to the hub room, and you can toss things on these teleporters to have them sent back for you. The game is well polished, and a lot of thought went into the level design. I may come back to play some more. The debut game this month is Morph Blade, I'm not really sure how to classify this game. You play on a board with hexagonal tiles. What you can do is determined by what type of tile you're occupying. There are tiles for attacking in different ways, a tile that removes enemy armor, a tile that heals you, and tiles that allow you to teleport anywhere on the board. You build the board as you play, as a tile's type isn't set until you enter it for the first time. Entering a brand new tile spawns a wave of enemies, and killing them randomizes the types for unvisited tiles. Some are blank and allow you to choose the type yourself. Where it gets interesting is the upgrade system. Killing enough enemies with certain tiles, or while they're on certain tiles, will allow you to do an upgrade, and available upgrades are based on the surrounding tiles. So there are a ton of combinations you can make. There's some cool strategy here, and corralling and avoiding enemies to get kills is fun, even if it gets hard pretty quick. I might play this again. Our next game is Polybridge, a bridge building simulator. I am really awful at bridge builders. The only one I ever really enjoyed was World of Goo, and that's if you even consider that game to be a bridge builder. I would consider myself to be well educated, but getting the concepts behind building structures eludes me to this day. That being said, I've played the early levels of at least a few bridge building games, so I have at least some context on the genre. If you've never played one, the goal is to build a bridge that can get a specified vehicle from one side to the other. These usually start off pretty simple, a straight line across some simple supports, and eventually evolves into some pretty convoluted stuff. Polybridge has some complex tools that get introduced pretty early on, and some of them I really still don't understand how to work. I managed to fake my way through a few levels, but very quickly I hit a spot I just couldn't figure out how to pass. If you're pretty good at bridge builders, you'll probably like the gameplay here. The aesthetic and presentation are unique and make the game pleasant to look at, and upon completing a level you get to see how you did compared to everyone else on the internet, so you can get a good idea of how much room for improvement there is in your design. Overall, this genre is really not for me, so I won't be playing again, but it should be a solid pick for others. Next up is Space Run Galaxy, a tower defense game and sequel to Space Run. You control a ship that you use to transport cargo for clients. On your route, you'll encounter hazards like asteroids or pirates. Your ship has hexagonal tiles. On these tiles, you can add essentially towers to help you reach your destination safely. Thrusters make your ship faster, generating more focus, which is used to perform special abilities. Cannons destroy hazards, which grant you money. As you progress, you gain access to other towers like shield generators, as well as additional tiles to expand your ship. Cargo takes up space and can be destroyed if left unguarded. You earn bonuses for getting above the minimum cargo transferred, as well as delivering faster than necessary. Money and materials you earn can be used to create more available towers and tiles for your ship. But one interesting thing here is that your materials are cargo, so if you don't use them all and you want to take them with you, they'll take up tiles on your ship. The game is decently fun, but I did have a few qualms with it. Load times were long, even just loading the menu. I believe this is because the game is online and has to load some information from a server. You have the option to go offline, but if you do, you can't go online with that profile ever. I'm not sure what being online actually does for you though. The game mentions multiplayer functions, but I never actually found anything related to multiplayer while I was playing. Talking to the server seems to take a while, which leads to some other annoying moments. Crafting an item makes this awful noise over and over again, making you wait while the game gets clearance from the server to actually make the item.
Doesn't crafting make you feel proud?
Additionally, I couldn't get out of talking to an NPC for a while just because the back button was disabled, even though I had finished my business with him. I just had to wait a while until it became enabled. Again, I suspect this was a server contact issue. The core gameplay is decent fun, but it often puts long gaps in between hazards showing up, even when you don't have money for more towers. I imagine it gets a lot more hectic further in though. I may give this a go again one day, but I think I'll stick to offline mode from here on out. Game 5 is Total War Warhammer, a fantasy RTS game. I have to be honest here, I don't like RTS games. I struggle with the interface and controls, and I don't like micromanagement. I'm really not the person to review this game, but here I am, so I guess let's talk about what I can. First off, performance leaves a lot to be desired. I have a pretty beefy PC and the game recommended ultra settings. After running into stuttering frame rates, I turned it down to high, but it didn't really help much. On top of that, load times are incredibly long. It took a full 2 minutes to load the first level. To be fair, there is a lot going on at once in this game, with tons and tons of troops all active and a high level of detail present. Being able to freely move the camera any way you like is awesome, and allows you to really see the battles up close and personal, or sweep across the chaos in cool ways. It has mixed reviews on Steam, but a lot of these reviewers quite like the game, but hate the way DLC was handled. All the DLC combined costs more than the game itself, with no season pass to lower the price, and some of that content people expected in the main game. However, with the very hefty discount of getting this game in the bundle, that probably won't feel as painful. I won't be playing again, but there seems to be a lot here that RTS and Total War fans may enjoy. This leads us to One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. I don't know much about One Piece, so story-wise I was a little lost here. But from what I can tell, it's over the top, flashy, and has a lot of upbeat, exciting music. The opening cutscene had me interested for sure. Then I hit my first problem at the menu. Controls. X button to confirm, Y to go back. Were they even trying? I started the story and from what I can tell, the main character grew up wanting to be a pirate and is currently trying to recruit someone. The scene ends and the game starts and it's Dynasty Warriors. No wonder the controls are terrible. Koei Tecmo hardly puts any effort into the PC ports for the Warriors series. If you like Dynasty Warriors and you like One Piece, you may enjoy this game if you can get past the controls. Personally, I'm still working my way through the Hyrule Warriors DLC. Hard pass on this one for me. Next is Flat Heroes, a minimalist action multiplayer game. Right off the bat, the music is excellent. I love it. Unfortunately, that's where my love for this game stops. There are different modes, which play pretty differently, so I'll go over them individually. Waves is a mode that can be played alone or in co-op. The objective is to get through each level by avoiding a sequence of shots fired at you. Levels are mostly a yawn, and any tense moments or feelings of accomplishment are rare. I would often find myself getting to the safe area and then just waiting for a while for the level to finish the sequence. After a set of levels, you fight a boss, and by fight, I mean you avoid the boss until it kills itself. I didn't have a great time with this mode. It was a slog waiting for the level transitions after already slow levels. There's a battle mode where you have to reach 15 kills first. Coming in after waves, I didn't realize I had an attack move, much less a dash move, so the AI tore me up for a bit until I figured things out. The strategy here comes down to simply dash attacking when close to someone, and that didn't end up being much fun. Finally, Runners is a keep-away style game where you have to hold on to an item for a total of 30 seconds. Anyone who doesn't have the item has the ability to shoot. This might be semi-interesting with 4 players, but it seems more like it would just be a frustrating mess, and I can think of several other multiplayer games I'd rather play when I have friends over. Flat Heroes is currently in early access, so it's possible that more modes may be added that make the game more fun, or that levels get tweaked to be a bit more interesting. But for now, this one isn't for me. I'll check it out again whenever it gets a full launch. Our final game is Rive, a twin-stick shooter. To start, this game has some decent humor to it. I never laughed out loud, but the jokes are frequent and funny enough to make me feel entertained. The gameplay is a lot of fun, with everything moving fast and levels feeling tense without being overwhelming. One thing I love is you'll often get trapped into a small space with something that can kill you on either side, and swarms of enemies fly in, so you have to deal with avoiding the death barriers, avoiding enemies, and killing everything. Levels are a good length, so you can sit down without having to commit a ton of time to get some progress. The gameplay is fairly simple, but it's a lot of fun, and the level and enemy designs keep it interesting. I'm glad I saved this one for last because I needed something good in here. I'll definitely continue this one. So overall, how was this bundle? I ran into multiple games with just crazy long load times. There really weren't any games here that grabbed me outside of Rive, and I already owned that game. Some of these were just games from genres that I don't enjoy, but others were disappointing or decent at best. So how much bang for your buck was there? To total everything up, paying full price, these would all rack up a cost of $160. Getting all these at their lowest sale price would be about $90.50. Going either way, this is a really high value for a monthly bundle. I've been doing these reviews for 7 months now, and in that time, there have been some awesome bundles, and some bundles that were decent. This is the first time that I've been pretty disappointed. High dollar value, but nothing I could really get excited about that I didn't already own. Next month's bundle has The Witness, a game I simultaneously love and hate. I can't wait to see what else is in there. Catch you next time.